It's a little chilly outside right now, not as bad as yesterday morning because this time yesterday a lot of us were in the low 40s, upper 30s out there, but 46 is where we stand at the airport right now, and you're starting to see that wind change from south to more east-southeast right now. So I am expecting temperatures to be changing up quite a bit over the next few hours because of that south wind out there, because a lot of warm air is down in Mexico. We're going to be expecting a lot of that to be coming closer towards us. In fact, I think by about 10 a.m. or so, which really isn't too long from now, you are going to be having 70 degrees. So just about over the next 4.5 hours, you can expect a 30-degree temperature swing, and we'll be stopping somewhere, I think, in the 80s, probably closer towards the lower 80s. 82, 83, 84 is going to be a lot of those high temperatures I have for the Tucson area. You can see 3 Points expecting 84, Midtown looking at 84, Sahuarita looking at 85, and of course closer towards the foothills, just a little bit cooler there, and Oro Valley, they're going to be expecting 82 and 83 degrees. Something else of note here, those low temperatures changing up a lot. Now, of course, the warm up that we're going to be expecting during this afternoon really isn't going to have time for us to cool all the way back down to the 40s for overnight tonight, but still that south wind and more humidity is going to be in place, keeping us just a little bit warmer for this time tomorrow. So if you're waking up and dreading walking your dogs or taking your kid out to the bus stop or anything like that right now, I do think it's going to be about 10 degrees warmer this time tomorrow morning compared to what we're seeing right now. Now, some spots that aren't going to be a little bit cooler or warmer, I should say, is going to be over there in Cochise County. Benson expecting 40 for overnight. Wilcox looking at 37. Of course, right now they're very close to the freezing point, and Tombstone expecting 39. But overall, just great temperatures still. So a lot of us in the upper 70s, mid 80s. And those of you also wondering, are we going to be back to 90 degrees? I don't think so. I'm thinking upper 80s for tomorrow, and then we're going to kind of stabilize in between 84 and 86 for the week after that. Now, the reason why we're going to start to see some stability is because of that low pressure center up towards our north. Typically, you have high pressure getting closer to us, and that's what warms us up. But since this low pressure is just so strong at the moment, it's not going to be moving too much, we aren't really going to be seeing a ton of variety. Another thing of note is that this is what's called a trough. So it's not the true cold front, and think about it as a weaker version. So we're not looking at cloud cover, rain chances, or even strong winds or anything like that over the next few days. Instead, all we're going to be looking at is pretty stable weather throughout your weekend with lots of sunshine out there. So we are going to be warming up, as I mentioned before. Of course, that's going to be compared to yesterday. After that, we did have a lot of that front, or I should say before that, we did have that front pass us by, which caused just a little bit of rain out there, really cooled us off. But we are going to be warming up out there. There's not going to be any rain in sight over the next couple weeks. There's a couple times, though, that I've noticed that Arizona could be having a couple spots of rain developing. It's just not going to get this far down towards the south. So we're going to be very mild, very sunny for the next week. 80s out there. And it's going to be staying that way for quite a while. Although I do think there's maybe 1 or 2 days next week where we're going to be in the 70s. I think next Wednesday is going to be one of those days. So 79 on that day, but before that, we have Halloween to get to. Now that's going to be Sunday. It's going to be a tad bit different from the next few days, only because there's going to be a little bit of extra cloud cover during the afternoon. For those kids that are going to have those heavier costumes, it's probably not such a bad thing, actually. You're going to be having 82, so just fantastic trick-or-treating weather. And if there's any strong winds at all over the next 7 days, probably Friday. But if we don't see it on Friday, I don't think it's going to be there over the next week. That was weather. Let's go ahead and check in with traffic real quick. And you are going to notice that we are pretty clear across the roadways. The only real big slowdown that I've noticed is, of course, up on Oracle, where there's all that construction going on. Beyond that, there is still that stalled vehicle near the south side of town on 22nd. Looking up further towards the north near Dove Mountain, everything is all clear. Going down towards the south, closer towards Vail, looks like there's just a slight slowdown on one portion of the interstate there between Vail and, of course, the south side. So if you're going through there, keep an eye out for that.
Special Olympics raised tens of thousands of dollars in a